Okay, so this is a map of Europe. And I know you've talked about some countries here. You've talked about Italy and I think Portugal and maybe Spain and maybe Greece. And Slovenia is right here. So it's next to Italy. It shares a border with Italy.
Austria.
And Austria, yeah.
And kind of France.
It's a couple over from France, but they're all in Europe. You're naming the ones you see.
Yeah.
And Germany.
So you can see.
Mommy, I accidentally labeled Slovenia as Czech Republic.
It's okay. We'll fix it later. We'll just listen about Slovenia for now.
So you can see the size of Slovenia is kind of small compared to some of the other countries around it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a very big country at all. In fact, compared to the state of Virginia, which you can see here, Slovenia fits inside the state of Virginia.
It's so tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite small.
It's like a mouse next to an elephant.
And one thing of interest about Slovenia is it's also a very young country. It's really only about 20 years old, because before 1991, the country of Slovenia was called Yugoslavia, and it also included Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina and Montenegro and Kosovo, actually. And yeah, that's all. So it was a much bigger country, and they split it up about 20 years ago. So the original country was called Yugoslavia.
So we're Yugoslavian, not Slovenian.
No, we're Slovenian because it's always been a subpart of the bigger country, Yugoslavia, and it's a unique genetic line, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but the people are very, very unique in that area.
That explains a lot about us.
Yeah.
We're uniquely weird.
Am I Slovenian or
Slovenian?
That's why you're 1/4 weird, and then Pops and Uncle Tom are like 100% weird, and then your mom and me, we're like 50-50 weird. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We can't see the girls, just you, Drew.
There's a little, if you mouse over the screen and you hit like the layered block, you'll be able to see all three. Like where it shows my face, if you mouse over, there's like a single line, a big block, and a stacked block. The stacked block will do it.
All right, I tried that earlier, it didn't seem to work, but it worked that time. All right, so because Slovenia is such a small country in size, it's also small in population. So you live near the city of Philadelphia, correct?
yeah.
Okay. So the number of people that live in Philadelphia is about 1.5 million. And the number of people that live in the whole country of Slovenia is just about 2 million.
So just a little bit more than live in Philadelphia.
Wait, what?
It's small.
It's small.
It's small.
It's small.
Yeah. It's very small. And the people there always, when you go to visit, they'll always point out to you that they're just a very small country. And the capital city of Slovenia is this right here. Can you pronounce that?
You want to try?
Give it a try.
Ljubljana.
That's pretty close.
Good job, reader.
Yeah.
Ljubljana? Ljubljana?
So the J in the Slovenian language is not pronounced. It's actually more like a Y. So it's pronounced Ljubljana.
Ooh, sounds much
I like
prettier,
that.
huh?
That's pretty. I want to name it like a pet Ljubljana. Be a good cat name.
It actually would.
You agree?
I agree.
Oops, so I gotta go back and share. All right, so I want to show you some pictures in Ljubljana. And we were visiting there a few years ago, and one of the main attractions in Ljubljana, one thing they're known for is the number of bridges, because there's a major river that goes through the city, and they have all these pretty ornate bridges in the city. That's one of
Gorgeous.
them. There's another one. And one of the bridges is called the Dragon Bridge.
Ooh.
And they have these dragons sitting on each side of the bridge.
Does that look friendly to you?
Doesn't. That's what's scary, huh?
Does it breathe fire?
It didn't breathe fire when we were there, but we were, trying to be nice.
Does it shoot water?
Looks like,
It looks like it could, but
yeah, it looks like it could, and that's a great idea, but it's just a statue.
They come alive at night and protect the city, though, from any intruders.
Yeah.
while
That's
everyone's
why they
asleep.
look so neat. They're protecting the city from intruders.
Yeah. And I think it works well too.
Mm,
So the country of Slovenia is a very mountainous country and forested country. And the forest is like this. It's also a very green country.
Mm. Oh my gosh, I want to roll down that hill. Imagine rolling down that hill, you girls. Or in the snow, going down on a sled.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, skiing.
mhm.
Mhm.
They like to ski there.
Yeah.
Sled. We didn't get barely any snow this winter.
That's
We
been a
got
theme
the
this.
smallest
Yeah.
amount of snow.
Yeah.
This was like the most it snowed. This, like the biggest snow we ever had this year was like this tall.
Oh, no, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's- wow.
We didn't get to do any sledding this year.
Oh,
Hmm.
rats.
And we
Wow,
got
that is
amazing sleds.
Oh.
Mhm.
But we did get to play on the road because like the road was covered in snow, and like me and Natalie were pretending to be sled dogs, and we were like, since there were ropes around it, we were like pulling it, and and Hayden or Kara would like sit in the front, and I would sit in the front and hold it and hold the rope from the back sled, and then Kara would be just like riding. And Kara would attach. So I would be holding like both. It's so fun. I'll be like holding both like, me and Natalie, like one behind and one in front, and me and Natalie would just be the sled dogs, just pulling the two sleds.
Mhm.
But
That
like
sounds fun.
in the same spot.
It
You
was
know, in
fun.
Arizona, Uncle Tom and Aunt Cheryl like to go sledding down rocky mountains on top of a bike.
Yeah, Aunt Cheryl loves to do that.
Mhm.
And you also like to go mountain biking.
Yeah, mountain biking. That's what Uncle Drew was actually talking about.
Oh yeah, we love to go mountain. So this
Yeah,
is
I was the one who was sledding,
Oh,
falling down.
There's another picture of the forest with some mountains in the background. And here's a picture of some of the mountains that are really tall. And you see this house here? They have in the mountains, they have these cabins or houses like this where if you're out hiking, you can spend the night here and sleep and get a meal. You can get up the next morning and go hiking. And one of the traditions in Slovenia is that everywhere you go into a house, you need to put on a pair of slippers. The girls wear
See
slippers.
slippers there?
Why?
Well, it's just a tradition. They feel that you come into somebody's house and you should take your shoes off, and they don't think it's healthy to walk around in bare feet. So they provide slippers for you. And when we went there to visit, in the first house we went into, they had slippers waiting for us to put on.
Mm.
So
You guys
even
know
this,
how, sorry, continue.
even this house where the hikers come, they have slippers waiting for all the hikers.
It's actually super common in Asian countries as well. When you go inside, you always wear slippers inside the house. And it's because, you know how your feet sometimes get smelly? It's because they're dirty. And so when you take your shoes off, you still have dirty feet. So you don't want your dirty shoes or your dirty feet inside the house. So you wear slippers that always stay inside, and it keeps everything clean.
Mhm.
Okay. Good.
So Slovenia has many, many caves. There's at least 10 caves in this little country. And one cave that's very, very popular is called the Postojna Caves. Everybody goes and visits. And the cool thing about it is that you have to ride a train down deep into this cave. And then you get to see, like, there's the train. And
That's okay. Wow.
yeah, you don't walk down in it. They put you on a train and they take you way down deep into it. And you get to see lots of different rock formations and stalactites and stalagmites. Do you know what a stalactite is? Quinn, you might know that. Do you know the difference between a stalactite and a stalagmite? Well, stalactites, it has a C in it, so stalactite means that it hangs down from the ceiling, and that little C in stalactites helps you to. Okay, so anything that's hanging down from the ceiling is a stalactite, and then a stalagmite has a G in it, means that they come from the ground up. So it's really cool down there, and it also is the home of this really unique fish. It's called a human fish.
Huh?
Yeah. So it can
Are
live.
we the fish?
It's a fish that can actually live on the land. We'll show you a picture here real quick. But you can find those down inside this cave. So it has.
That can live on the land.
So you can see, it looks like it has hands on the front.
It has a face.
Oh, I've seen a picture of that before.
Yeah.
So crazy.
I think so.
And then it
so
has
funky.
legs that help it.
Wait,
So,
it has a face.
yeah.
That's just a video that shows fish with human-like faces.
Yeah, but this is the actual.
Is the seventh one? Can we see the seventh one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I think people are making.
Yeah.
They've added faces
That's
to
art.
They're being silly. That's not what it really looks like.
the first picture that he showed you is what it
You
really
want to write human fish down? Because that is pretty crazy. You haven't seen
That is
animals
super
like
cool.
that anywhere.
Do they have them as pets?
They're right here.
They don't, but interesting thing about them is they live to be over 100 years old.
What?
Like us.
Yeah, and they can go for up to 10 years without eating anything.
10 years. Oh my gosh. I can last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm hungry. So it is like then 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, seriously,
Actually, maybe get some milk.
so hungry.
So, can I
You give me an apple.
please into the.
We're eating lunch after the
You
lesson.
give me an apple.
So, well, we were talking about caves. The other thing that Slovenia has, a lot of castles. They actually have over 500 fortresses, castles, or manors within this teeny little country. And so one of them is called the Pajama Cave, and I mean castle. That's a castle, and it's built it's built within the mouth of the largest cave in the world. And so it said that. No,
That's so cool.
it's
Okay.
it goes way back in there. So the cave goes down deep and it goes way, way back in there. And it had lots of hidden secretive tunnels that the knight that lived in there, he was kind of like, well, anyhow, he had lots of little secretive tunnels that he could go into to get out of. And so anyway, it's built right in the mouth of this big cave.
Would you like exploring something like that? All the secret tunnels?
Yeah, it's 4 stories high, and so it was just really cool. There's another castle called the Bled Castle, and they say that it's the oldest castle in the country. It was originally built in 1004, but then earthquakes and whatever destroyed it. And so the castle up there on the hill, on the high cliff, was rebuilt then in 1511. And that's a really
so cool.
It's on a beautiful lake called Lake Bled.
Do that, please.
Do you know how it got the name Bled, the lake?
I don't.
I don't know.
It's
Okay.
Slovenian, I guess.
Maybe there's like a river that bleeds into the lake, and they called it Bled Lake.
I don't know, but here's a picture of the lake. And there's the castle right there.
Wow.
And then right in the middle of the lake is this little island that has a church on there. And so people take, tourist people, they take these little boats that'll take them out to the lake. And it's
So funky.
Mhm.
Would you like to take a boat to church? You wouldn't?
So
Yeah.
the other thing is about Slovenia is their language. It's called Slovenian or Slovene. And it's a very difficult language. And within this very small country, there's 56 different dialects. And dialects means forms of the language. And so the people that we know there, when we would go to other parts of the country, they would say, I don't know what they're saying. And I thought, how do you not know that? You know, well, here they're different dialects, and it's even hard for the locals to understand what they're saying. So how many vowels does our English language have?
2 vowels in your head. Count them.
Can you tell me?
4,
Quick.
5.
5, yeah, A-E-I-O-U. Well, they also use those 5. They say them different than we do, of course, but they also have 13 other combination of letters that make up their vowel. So they have 18 vowels. And so they make, you know, that just really makes the language hard. But here's a few words that are very common. So can they see that?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the first word that I learned in Slovenian when I was your age, because my grandmother, who would be your great-great-grandmother, she mostly spoke Slovenian. And she lived next door to us growing up. And so one of the first words I learned was this one. And this is pronounced lako noč. And it means good night.
Lako noč.
Lako noč.
I like that.
Can you guys
Let's hear you
Like
say it.
gute Nacht.
Good.
Bonne nuit.
Very good. And another important word is this one. And this is pronounced Havala.
Fala.
It means thank you.
You say Havala.
Savannah.
Gracias. Merci.
Put those down. It's really hard.
I will. Right now we're gonna listen.
Havala.
Okay, so I forgot to warn about those. The animals, the lipizan,
His face lights up.
the lipizaners are horses that are born and raised here in this country. So they're a white horse that they teach them to dance.
Wow.
Really, they
Is there a video?
no,
we could
we
find
can
one,
go
maybe.
look. But they show the photos of when they are, they change colors. So you'll see the youngest one of these three is black. So they're born black. As they get older, they turn gray. And then when they're full grown, they become white.
That's so cool.
So they'll use them for the shows, to do their dancing, and then they might pull carts. When we were there visiting, they were pulling carts around. And
Did you see them dancing?
no, they didn't have any shows going on then, but we'll see if we can find a video real quick for you here.
Lipizaners.
So,
Whoop.
Arthur, I don't.
An ad. Gotta wait our 5 seconds.
There we go.
Cable-free live TV is here.
Look at their nose.
Whoa.
I could load a video too later for you to see.
Yeah, because it's not working well.
Yeah, it's sort of
Yeah, it's a
skipping.
little jumpy.
Okay.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
sorry.
That's fine. All right.
But I'll
So-
look up for when the lesson's done.
Hang on, we gotta.
Dance break.
There. All right. So, sports. One of the most common sports in Slovenia, because they have a lot of mountains, is skiing. And let's see. We were able to visit, when we were there, a ski jump center that is world class. And people from athletes from all over the world come to visit or come to train here. And this is, ski jumping is an Olympic sport.
I
And
saw a video of it, like going.
cool. And here you can see this guy here, he's jumping.
He's in the air right then.
Wow.
Ski jumping
A
is
big jump.
crazy.
Yeah. And actually, when we were there, the American Olympic team was there training.
Mm.
Can you see it? Oh, you missed it. Hayden wasn't looking at that.
Well, the videos, they seem to jump when streaming. We can't see it smoothly.
All right, that's fine. All right, so one of the other major sports there is bicycling. And you like to bicycle, right?
Do you guys like to bicycle?
Well, we like to bike.
Okay.
That's good enough. So when Aunt Cheryl and I were there in Slovenia the first time, we went to see this really cool river called the Socha River. And you can see the color of it. It's also called the Emerald River. Do you know what an emerald is?
No,
It's a precious stone, a green one.
that's my birthstone.
Or like the Emerald City.
Mm.
Oh, like emeralds in that way. Emeralds are in that way.
What kind of looks that color?
The color.
That's the color of an emerald.
Yeah, it's like a
When
teal
it's really,
green.
when it's really green water, call it emerald
Mhm.
instead of blue water.
So when we went to see this river, we had to go over this mountain and down the other side. And when we came back up on the road, we were driving, and all of a sudden, on this windy road like this in the mountains, we saw this.
What does it say?
What does that say?
What
Quinn,
does
can
that
you tell?
say?
Mahoric. Wait,
Yeah.
what does the whole thing say?
The others, I think, are other names.
Yeah, these are other names up here. So
Why does it say Mahoric?
yeah, that's what we wanted to know
Whoa.
too. Yeah, we had no idea. We were just driving along. So since it's a,
Indian name.
It is.
yeah. So since I like to bicycle, whenever I go to a foreign country or another city, I go to one of the bike shops. And so the next day we went into the capital city, Ljubljana, and we stopped at a bike shop. And I started talking to one of the gentlemen there, and I asked him about this. And he said, oh yeah, they had a bike race out there last week, and they're the country's best cyclist. His last name is Mohoric.
Wait.
It's a common last name there compared to here where it's very uncommon.
Do they pronounce it the same, Uncle Tom?
You see can you see the letter C here at the end? It's got a little hat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Slovenian, they use that to pronounce the letter differently. So instead of Mohoric, it's pronounced Mohoric.
Mohoric. I like it. That's
So
how I refer to myself, Mohoric.
a lot of people who emigrated to the United States, who came here hundreds of years ago, they kind of changed their name a little bit to make it more American. And so that's kind of what happened to the Mohoric name. They made it sound a little more American. So it's
You're Mahoric.
Yes.
So when we started, you guys said that you were 1/4 Slovenian. And when we were able to go to Slovenia, we were able to meet some of our family there. And they live actually in the same place that your great grandmother used to live. Now this is the house that your great great grandmother was born in and lived in before she moved to America.
That's a really tiny house. Is she still alive?
Not still alive.
How old was she when she died? Did she ever get to hold me?
Nope.
Did she ever knew I was alive?
She was your great great grandmother.
And we're like lucky to have a great grandmother.
So that you got to meet. Yeah.
Wait, I got to meet 3.
You know Gigi and Rascal
1.
and Grandma Mohoric passed away about a year right before Quinn was born.
Right.
So she never saw me either.
Nope.
No, but this is where her mother was born. And they don't use it as a house anymore. They just.
How old was she when she died?
Who? Your grandma or your great grandma or your great great?
Great.
Well, she was in her 80s, I think like 85 or something when she died. And when she came to America, she was only 19 years old.
Only 19 years old when she came.
So the family today that lives in the house next to that house. You know Aunt Cheryl, and you know this guy, and these other 3 people are actually your cousins.
They're so old though. And why does that man look grumpy? Why does the man look grumpy? Yeah.
That's a good question. He always looks that way.
Some people are like that. Some people just have that face.
cousin be grumpy.
You know, in some countries, they don't smile for photos. That's only in certain countries you smile. Some countries, they don't smile.
It's true.
Very
Yeah,
true.
very true.
Those two
Faces up
people
close.
aren't smiling. Two
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
Tell her that. So this is
One of
is-
them is not Willie.
Listen, please.
So the grumpy guy is Miro, is his name. And he has the same last name as your great-great-grandmother, which was Zaller. And so
Zaller.
Miro Zaller. This is his wife, Elvira.
These people are alive.
And this is their daughter, Erna Zaller. And your mom met Erna.
Mm-hmm. When did she come? Would Quinn have met her too?
It was in 2014.
Yeah. You would have been with me then.
How
You come
I
most
was
places.
3
with me.
years old. Wow. I don't remember her really. Did
It's okay, we didn't-
you?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Okay, so those are some of your cousins. And then when Aunt Cheryl and I made another visit to Slovenia in 2017, we met some other cousins on your great-great-grandfather's side of the family.
Those are our cousins.
Yep. Those are cousins. Other cousins.
That old person. Those are cousins.
Those are cousins. Yeah. And
That
these-
old person was our cousin. All of those people are our cousins.
yeah. And when
That old woman.
yeah, she is. Yeah.
She's
So
so
remember-
old though.
Remember
You know-
how
She's our cousin too.
Yeah.
He.
When we visited there.
Hey girls, can you come back up? I know you're floored by this. Now can you come back up and listen?
we want to see you.
I see a hand.
That's how they fall out. That's how they show their surprise. Their amazement.
Well, you can imagine how
I
surprised.
can't believe he's our cousin.
Yeah, we were very surprised when we went to this small village called Badne Danye, and these 20 people were in this small house waiting for us to come because they hadn't seen anybody that left for America for over 100 years.
Wow.
We were the first.
Wait, you're that old?
No,
We were-
when people left
we went
to
back
come to America. Yeah, no one had gone back to visit. They'd stayed in America this whole time. So Uncle Tom was the first one to go back from our family.
Pretty cool.
They had a little party for us.
Mommy, take a picture of our cousins. Yeah,
They did take this picture.
No, our cousins are supposed to be up
Yes.
there.
We have some photographs of some cousins on the wall. Do you think we should add these photos? It's Keenan and
But
Tegan.
that man is
Brandon and
so old. How is he your cousin?
We'll talk about that more in a little.
Yeah,
That makes no sense.
Yeah. All right. So those are cousins, and anyway, here's all of them together.
Mommy, take a picture of all of our cousins.
They have this picture, and if you would like, they can send it to me, okay?
All of the pictures.
Yeah. We can
We're so old.
Okay.
I want to show
we
some
know,
of my
we know
old
that you
cousins.
You know how there's like first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, and they can be different ages.
They must be our billionth cousins. Yeah.
Yeah. And these two here, these
Do they know us?
this is Miro and Tina Pintar, and they're also cousins. And we got to visit a different house, and this is the house where your great-great-grandfather lived
Mm.
before he came.
Oh, it's pretty. Wait. 3 weeks.
And
3 weeks.
these numbers, you know what these numbers mean?
No. 1903. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's when this house was built.
117 years ago.
It's been around a
And
while.
you guys know if they didn't live there, if they didn't exist, we wouldn't either. We exist because of them and them living there in the house and making a family, and then their family making a family.
It's like so weird. Like I would just imagine like maybe like floating in space, but like that's not happening. Like we wouldn't know anything. We wouldn't like
Wouldn't exist.
yeah. It's just so hard to understand.
Are you floating in space? Hayden?
It is. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. It's so cool.
We're floating.
It's called a family tree.
Or genealogy. Floating in space. Let's float.
So do you have any questions about Slovenia or family or anything else?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Was there any food that you ate there, one or two types of food that was unique to Slovenia that you hadn't had here?
Oh, what about their clothes?
Hey,
Traditional. We often look at traditional clothing from countries.
Oh.
Maybe we can look that up later. But yeah, how about the food question?
Yeah, so the food, I actually eat some Slovenian food here. One of my favorite Slovenian foods is called kibasi, and it is a sausage that has a very unique taste. And a friend of mine, so kibasi looks like this, all right? This looks more like a Slovenian kibasi here. It's a sausage.
we are not seeing it. We're seeing your photos still.
Oh, sorry. There we go. So this right here is a Slovenian kibasi.
Ooh.
And a friend of mine who actually lives in Pennsylvania makes these, and he sends them to me so that I have some Slovenian food to eat. And then Aunt Cheryl makes something called a pizza.
Oh.
Image.
Grandma
Is there a
Horace
Z in there?
all the time.
There we go. Yeah,
There
Grandma.
it is. So
This
yummy.
also is very uniquely Slovenian.
Can you
I miss
make?
I could make it, yes.
You must.
Mhm. What else is there?
Pizza.
Yeah.
And one other dessert that is very well known is only in the area of that lake that we Lake Bled, and it's called
Yum.
Bled, like a cream cake.
Yum.
Yummy. With the
How's that look?
strawberry.
Is there in the inside is that chocolate? Like on the bottom and in the like kind
No,
of.
there's no chocolate. It's a layered, real thin layer, crispy, like a
Kind of like a
crust.
cracker
Yeah,
crust.
yeah, a
Like a
little
sweet.
bit. But it's very creamy. It looks like a pudding on the bottom layer, but it's all just creamy flavor.
Yum.
I would like to sit there and eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just imagine eating that by that pretty lake with the castle overhead and the island in the middle, and
Very beautiful.
Cool.
All right. What do we say at the end of a lesson?
Thank you.
oh no, you have to say Havala.
Oh, that's true. Vala.
Havala. And what do I say? Since it's nighttime here?
Lakanoch.
Lokanoch. Lokanoch.
It must be
Good night. We're saying
really
local
late for
notes
Uncle
to
Drew.
Uncle Drew. It is really late for Uncle Drew. He's already half asleep.
When you
I did yawn twice during this one. It's almost midnight.
Seriously?
girls, when you
Yeah.
go to bed tonight,
It's almost Wednesday.
tell your dad, Loch Noch.
when we say goodnight. No.
Coconut.
Coconut. Loconut.
Coconut.
Right, so we love you.
Blessing with
We
you.
love you, Havala.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.
Bye.